Hi, everybody, and welcome to the YouTube audience. I'm Carrie Donegan, and you are watching Radical Age Reversal. We're going to bring in our win-win-win audience right now. It's always a little bit tricky to say. Welcome to Radical Age Reversal. I'm Carrie Donegan, and we are continuing the series 30% Happier in 30 Days. And we're on chapter 20 today, The Power of Gratitude. And we're going to highlight a very special oil, and that oil is spikenard. So let's start with that. If you have spikenard, you may want to pause this video and run and grab your bottle of spikenard that may just kind of be sitting around gathering dust. I know for a lot of people, the strength of this essential oil can be overpowering. One of the things that you need to know about spikenard is it was used traditionally as an anesthetic. And so in a crisis situation, when you have no other alternatives, you may want to grab that spikenard and apply it directly to your skin or on a pain point to help you transfer to medical attention. It can actually do a great job of reducing inflammation and pain in that area. Of course, this doesn't replace medical advice. We want you to go and make sure that no matter what the trauma is, that you make sure that you're getting proper medical attention. But I think you'll see that spikenard does have an analgesic effect to it, an anesthetic effect to it, which is really great. But let's take that now to the emotional level. And one of the things that happens when we lack gratitude, and we're going to read this chapter, so we'll talk about what Dr. Amen speaks about. But one of the things I think we have to call to mind is the fact that we're missing something. We're not seeing something, that all we can see is a focal point on a pain point. One of the things I learned from Dr. Huberman was that if you feel like you're getting pulled almost into like a vortex, right? Like you're getting pulled down into this moment of worry and anxiety, that you actually aren't worrying about something that's happening. You're worrying about something that you think is going to happen in the future, and you feel like your world is darker, you need to actually bring in the light. And that can be actually just a physical light, like just add light to the room. You can also go outside and also expand your vision. Look to the left, look to the right. Make sure that you see the big picture, literally see the big picture. Another thing you can do if you're not feeling grateful for a particular situation is actually put your eyes up into the sky. That motion of actually looking up is something that triggers our nervous system and helps us to calm down. Okay. So we want to do whatever we can to engage the parasympathetic nervous system. It's really, really important because that's going to then open up things and open up your ability to be grateful in a moment for whatever it is. So let's get our spikenard out and start using it. One of the things I wanted to try, and I did this right before we went on air, was to blend it with two other gratitude oils. Now, my choices, and this is usually going to be a citrus, by the way. So my choices were based on the books that I'm reading: green mandarin, and the second choice was wild orange. And the reason that I picked two citruses is because I wanted to put one on each hand to see which one I really enjoyed the most. So since spikenard is going to be a little bit tacky, you can just take your finger, put it at the lid of the bottle, and then you can swipe it across the back of your hand. Then you can actually very generously add a few drops of your citrus oil. Again, my picks would be lime, wild orange, or the green mandarin based on everything that I've read. And then you can go ahead and blend that in, and you can see which blend is better for you. Again, I did green mandarin on one hand, and then I'm going to take the wild orange. It's also a super popular favorite. Couple of drops, and really blend it in. Like I said, spikenard is extremely powerful, and so it can be a little pungent if that's not a scent that appeals to you. But now you're going to brighten it up. You're going to add lightness to it with the citrus oils. All right, so I'm going to let these rest on my hands through the show, and then I'll keep going back to them to see what is resonating better in terms of a perfume blend. And that's how we blend things. And you may find that right now in your state of life that the blend with the wild orange is the one that you like. And then after a while, or something changes in your body chemistry or in your life experience, and you say, actually, I don't like the smell of that. I don't like the feel of that. Go ahead and change it up. That's why we have so many oils to choose from. And I do recommend that you get a lot of oils so that at different moments of your life, you have an entire, to me, it's like a painter has lots of shades of color on their palette, right? So you have a palette of essential oils that you can actually blend for the need, your particular needs, right? Make them very, very particular. And of course, we have the pre-made blends ready to go at a moment's notice. So you don't have to worry about blending. But there are going to be moments of calm when you want to blend. And then there's going to be moments of crisis when you want to just, I'm cold, I need on guard, or I'm not feeling well, I should say, or I have, discomfort in my shoulders and I've had a long day at work. I just want the deep blue. I want turmeric duo caps, whatever it is. Really important that you have the grab and go is ready to go, but also that you have this beautiful palette that you can play with. So that's the beauty of essential oils. I wanted to share with you a book I've really loved for many years, and it comes out with a new edition all the time. Mine's probably a little bit old. I have the ninth edition of it. It's called Essential Emotions, and it's wonderful. Your guide to process, release, and live free. It's not the only emotions book that I have. There's lots of different emotional books on essential oils. That's one of the key things essential oils do. But I wanted to highlight this book for you today. And if you in my copy on page 88 is Spikenard, which is the gratitude oil. And I'm just going to read what it says. It says Spikenard encourages true appreciation for life. It addresses patterns of ingratitude where individuals see themselves as targets of bad luck or victims of their life circumstances. This perception can often lead to feelings of blame and anger. Spikenard encourages the soul to surrender and accept life exactly as it is. It invites individuals to let go and find an appreciation for all of life's experiences. By opening the soul to acceptance and gratitude, Spikenard assists individuals in seeing the deeper meaning in their lives. It supports them in feeling joy and happiness for other people as well as for themselves. It invites individuals to expand by fully letting go of resistance, anger, and blame. Gratitude is an expression of a complete acceptance and abundance. A grateful person is content with what they have. Spikenard teaches individuals to be grateful for their challenges as well as their blessings. It also assists individuals in transcending their sorrows through being grateful for their present life circumstances. Through complete surrender and acceptance, the soul may be brought into peace and harmony. And if some of this is uncomfortable for you because you don't resonate with the concept of gratitude, or you can't get out of this being drawn into negativity, then start peeling things off one by one. Maybe you want to get a gratitude journal. Let's take a look at what Dr. Amen has to say about the power of gratitude. He said, odds are when most people reflect back on 2020, grateful isn't what comes to mind. And yet that same year, behavioral scientist Steve Maraboli, the author of Unapologetically You, published a gratitude journal called If You Want to Find Happiness, Find Gratitude. And why not? When we express gratitude, we feel more positive, as does the person we're recognizing. That's because gratitude directs your attention to positive feelings and away from negative ones. Dr. Hans Selye, considered one of the pioneers of stress research, wrote, nothing erases unpleasant thoughts more effectively than conscious concentration on pleasant ones. If I could bottle gratitude and appreciation, I would. The benefits far outweigh the most medications I prescribe without any side effects. In fact, A wealth of research suggests that a daily practice of gratitude, as simple as writing down several things you're grateful for every day, can improve your happiness, mood, self esteem, resilience, health, looks, productivity, relationships, personality, career, and longevity. Also, when we express our gratitude to others, we strengthen our relationships with them. Unfortunately, sometimes our thank yous are said so casually or quickly that they are practically meaningless. To this end, the father of positive psychology, Dr. Martin Seligman, came up with a method for expressing gratitude in a thoughtful, purposeful manner. It's called the gratitude visit. This is how he describes it. Close your eyes. Call up the face of someone still alive who years ago did something or said something that changed your life for the better. Someone you never properly thanked. Someone you could meet face to face next week. Got a face? Your task is to write a letter of gratitude to this individual and to deliver it in person. The letter should be concrete, about 300 words. Be specific about what she did for you, how it affected your life. Let her know what you're doing now, and mention how often you remember what she did. Make it sing. Once you've written the testimonial, call the person and tell her you'd like to visit her, but be vague about the purpose of the meeting. This exercise is much more fun when it's a surprise. When you meet her, take your time reading your letter. Dr. Seligman says that if you're able to read this testimonial in person, be prepared. You'll set off some waterworks. Everyone weeps when a gratitude letter is read, but it works. When Dr. Seligman tested those who participated in a gratitude letter 1 week, 1 month, and 3 months later, they were both happier and less depressed. So what are you waiting for? Get writing. All right. So there is your assignment for the week. Get writing. I want you to try this Dr. Seligman exercise. Can you sit down and write a 300-word or less thank you letter to someone that you appreciate, someone who you really deeply want to be able to visit and share in person how grateful you are? I want to dedicate this episode of my podcast to someone who is battling ALS. His name is Steve Rumberg. He's a dear friend. He's the husband of a high school classmate of mine, and he is a hero in my book. He raised two beautiful children. He is giving it the fight of his life. Steve is no longer able to communicate with anyone except through eye technology, which is amazing, where he can communicate, but his wife can no longer hear his voice. And their quality of life has changed quite a bit. But he lives in a purposeful state of gratitude. He loves movies and he loves to watch TV shows and he loves his kids. And his daughter is going off to college this year. And so I would ask you to pray for this family and to keep them all in your thoughts, and just know that every day there is something beautiful to be grateful for, no matter how much you've lost or how limited you feel your life is. Your life is full, and there is so much to be grateful for. Get out your Spikenard, find a citrus oil that it blends well with, and it blends well for you, and be able to open up your heart, open up your mind, and see the beauty in life. I am grateful for you. I believe in you, and I look forward to seeing you next week.